Hey guys, how is everyone? Back here with another video again today. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about basically why the Super Bowl will not be having a trailer this year. It's been a big rumor for a while now, actually, that people have kind of considered the Super Bowl to be a possible good first spot for the Super Bowl, for the trailer, I should say. But it's not going to happen. So, this part of the video probably won't be too long, but basically, while I haven't done the research myself, a couple people pointed out to me the last time the trailer has been shown at Super Bowl from Warner Brothers was apparently 98. So, obviously, 98, that was quite a while ago. you know, 22 years. And that's enough time for us to forgive Godzilla 98 now, right? So, that's already a first key thing that it's been that many years since Super Bowl trailer. I think the next big point, it seems to me that it seems very likely that our trailer will be here during March 31st, because Warner Brothers, just like a lot of other companies, are kind of doing stuff at expos and stuff, and they got a panel at CinemaCon where they're going to talk about their future slate for the rest of 2020. No word on what movies will be shown. I could probably guess quite a few of them, but that's beyond the point. We'll get back on CinemaCon here in a second. Another reason, though, comic book movies, I think the website's called, one of the popular news websites, actually confirmed that Warner Brothers apparently will not be having any trailers this year. Now, the website was talking about, they're referring to, I didn't read the full article, but they were kind of more referring to stuff like Wonder Woman and stuff. They're referring to the comic book related movies Warner Brothers does, like DC and stuff. Obviously, it's a movie, but as a whole, Warner Brothers will not be presenting anything at the end of the day during the panel. During the Super Bowl. That's a big thing. And like I was trying to say earlier about other companies, it's been pretty common as of late. Companies and stuff have kind of started moving on from relying on the Super Bowl and stuff. And a lot of them have either came up with their own, have went to stuff like, San Diego Comic-Con stuff. That's always been pretty big tradition. But a lot of companies, I have seen companies that don't even post, don't do anything during Super Bowl. And they specifically wait till like Comic-Con or something. And then there's companies like Disney that actually do a lot of their stuff at their own self-made, self-promoted expos. So, I'm not saying Warner Brothers does that. They did have an Avengers Endgame trailer during the Super Bowl, but it's very likely that there will not be any sort of Godzilla, Warner Brothers related anything. So don't be hyped for Wonder Woman if you are, Scooby-Doo, Birds of Prey, anything like that. It costs a lot of money. A lot. I believe it's like a couple million for like a 30-second ad or something during the Super Bowl. It's pretty crazy. It's very pricey just for like a 30-second ad, let alone like a full trailer. I don't think there's any point anyways. A lot of movies don't need the Super Bowl for success. You can argue that they do, but there's a lot of movies that do stuff with Super Bowl and, it doesn't make them any more successful. The Transformers movies, they've done a lot with Super Bowl over the years, and as the movies progress, they've kind of done worse. A lot of the Marvel movies don't have any sort of Comic-Con things, and they do really good. You could argue Endgame did, and it's the biggest movie of all time, basically, but I think they was just going to be anyways, and there was barely anything shown during that. There's a lot of movies that aren't shown during Super Bowl. I don't recall if Avatar was, but if it wasn't, that movie there for a while was like the biggest movie ever, like a lot of Warner Brothers movies, they haven't been shown. None of the Monsterverse movies at all. I don't believe Skull Island was, but I know for a fact King of the Monsters, because trust me, I watched the Super Bowls to see if they would. King of the Monsters and 2014 had no Super Bowl related content, and nothing at all, nothing minor, not no mini trailer, not no mini anything. There was no promotional material, no nothing shown during Super Bowl, and obviously King of the Monsters had some issues, which I would argue more than anything was because came out at the bad time during the Endgame drought, where Endgame kind of got destroyed every movie. Not just Godzilla. It hurt Aladdin pretty bad. I think Aladdin ended up building momentum back up, though, later on. And that hurt Godzilla, too, because not only was it hurt by Endgame, but it was hurt by Aladdin. Toy Story underperformed compared to what it was supposed to. Not that the movie underperformed itself. It just did under what it was projected to do. Every movie that came out around then didn't do so hot. I think John Wick might have been one of the few, if you go by budget. Because I don't remember if that came out before or after Super Bowl. But I'm pretty sure most movies up till Lion King did pretty bad because the Endgame kind of destroyed and took all the box office revenue. Like, it was playing in theaters, I'm pretty sure, pretty much up till DVD release. It kept making money. They had a re-release. Movies just kept getting screwed over by it. So, people might want to argue King of the Monsters did bad because it was a crap movie, because of the critics, because they catered to the fans. No, because when the movie came out, it had insane DVD sales and stuff, and I believe it broke Redbox records and stuff. I believe there's an article somewhere that talks about that, where it broke Redbox records, and I believe it even was pretty big on streaming services. Opening day that got it, like DirecTV and stuff, probably. Don't recall where that article is, but I remember seeing an article back then talking about like the record-breaking King of the Monsters sales and the DVD sales stuff. And I remember everywhere I went, that movie sold like crazy. I went to Best Buy the day it came out, and the steelbooks were sold out. And the Best Buy was never able to get them again. Almost all the other copies were sold out too at my Best Buy. And while the city they're in is big, it's not like massive. I was like, that's pretty crazy, I've heard the story from many other people. I remember opening day, tons of people, Kaiju News, all of them went to their stores to go get a copy, and so many stores were literally sold out. So, like I said, I believe it's more just Endgame. I think Endgame was the main cause of it not doing so well, and then Aladdin on top of that. I think that's why. Then by the time it could even build up any momentum, all these other movies came out, and it was just done. I know this isn't the topic, but I'm just saying Endgame, because 2014 had a little competition, beat Amazing Spider-Man that did bad, and ended up kind of suffering under Days of Future Past, X-Men. That's kind of whenever its box office started to drop off, because Days of Future Past, Godzilla, I believe, was out for like 2 weeks or something. Days of Future Past came out. That was a huge movie, and that kind of hurt it, but 2014 still did well. Kong Skull Island, I don't remember any big movies coming out during, but, I just know that it obviously is the best in the Monsterverse. It picked up a lot of steam later on with the Chinese audience. China's been a big Monsterverse saver, and like I said, I believe if it wasn't for Endgame, I believe King of the Monsters probably would have at least got 450, possibly 500 million. You could disagree with me, whatever, I don't care. In my opinion, just looking at how it went with how all the movies went around the time, because I looked at all the movies, I definitely believe that if it wasn't for Endgame and possibly Aladdin, I think if Endgame wasn't there at all, it would have definitely did better. Aladdin wasn't there, especially though. If you took both those out of the equation, I think the movie could have definitely broke 500 easily. I think it easily would have. For the time it came out, it still did pretty good. The X-Men movie that came out, while, I heard was crappy, that movie bombed. Secret Life Pets 2, which people thought would be good competition for King of the Monsters, bombed. Like I said, there were so many movies they just bombed. It was a horrible time. I know that was kind of beyond the topic there. I kind of moved on from that. I got out of the way, though, that it's basically been confirmed Warner Bros. Won't be showing anything for Super Bowl. I just want to explain that Super Bowl being shown or not going to affect anything. And I kind of went over the box office stuff with King of Monsters. A little bit of a different discussion, but hey, it kind of works to kind of explain that, hey, you don't need Super Bowl. The movies will do well if they do well, you know. It just comes down to possibly luck and timing and stuff. So, with that said, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, as always, please share and subscribe. If you enjoyed this video and you're new around here, please give the rest of my content a check out. I would really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you all for watching. Once again, as always, peace. Have a good night. Bye-bye.